I don't know if y'all know it, but we gonna win.
How did I go from being a lost, broke, and miserable college student, and how most would say stuck in the matrix, to getting over 100 million plus views and building a personal brand with over 500,000 combined followers? That's exactly what I'm going to be going over in this training video. You see, back in 2020, I understood the power we all hold with this device we carry on a daily basis, our phones and the internet. I understood that if you're willing to put in the work, put yourself out there, and stay relentless, you can build the business of a lifetime, and that business is yourself. This allowed me to work with those that I love, talk about topics I actually enjoy, and being able to entertain and inspire people from all over the world. It's more than obvious that we live in the digital era. Every single business is profiting from the use of the digital tools that have been given to us, and we know it's not going anywhere, and it's only getting bigger and better. A lot of people think it's too late to get started or they're late to the party. Let me be the one to tell you, the time has never been better. Only 1% of users on all these platforms are creators, so there's no competition. The party is just getting started. Boom, boys. Welcome to the free training on how to build a personal brand and make your first $10,000 online. So hopefully you enjoyed the little intro that I put together, and let's get straight into it. Okay, so guys, before anything, who am I? Why should you listen to what I have to say in this free training video and really take advice from me, okay? So guys, my name is Brandon Yashare. Over the past 4.5, 5 years, I've amassed a following of over 500,000 followers across all social platforms. You can see here I have a picture of one of my most liked videos on Instagram. You can see, for example, this one has 1.2 million likes, and I believe views, it got around 20 million views or so on Instagram, as I mentioned. And then here, guys, I just put a picture of a before and after, okay? Because we know in business, bro, and in life, it's really just you developing as a person, and that's what really allows everything to work in your favor. And that's the best part about building a personal brand, is you have the ability to document that process, and that's what I've done. I've always documented through my personal brand, and that's why I have these pictures and all these videos from beforehand, when I like to say I was a fucking buffoon, right? But there is so much power in having that documented proof from beforehand, okay? So you can see here, bro, this was literally at a party. I'm half drunk, I'm completely out of shape. My haircut is cooked, bro. Mentally, physically, I was just gone. I was lost. Maybe you're finding yourself in that position right now, okay? And basically, through my development, bro, of changing my whole life around, going to the gym, personal development again, reading, adapting the good habits, getting into business. Literally, this picture was taken like a year and a half to later, and you can see, like, the best thing I can explain to you in this picture is your mind is a depiction of what's going on the exterior, bro. And so really, you see the six pack and the chest and the huge arms and the gold chain and all this confidence and aura, right, being thrown out. But this is just a depiction that my mind was bulletproof at this point in time, and it continues to be moving forward, right? And so it's just a huge point I wanted to mention in the documentation of this process. Now, currently, what do I do, guys? I'm an online business mentor for masculine men. Literally, what I'm going to be explaining in this training is exactly what I teach, all the processes that I follow myself, and that you can implement again and make money off of, okay? So the first thing I wanna touch on is some limiting beliefs. I have a lot of people come to me and ask these questions and think these things are true when they're completely not, okay? And what do I mean? For example, a lot of people think that you need a huge following to make a lot of money, when that's not the case at all. Guys, I had around 400,000 followers and was engaging around 20 million accounts consistently on a monthly basis, okay? At the peak of me being like the most trending, I had 20 million engaged accounts every single month, and I was making $1,000 to $1,500 every single month. Why? Because I didn't know what I was doing, bro. All I was doing was trying to chase the following. Okay, let me be the one to firsthand tell you, because I've went through it. You don't need to get huge numbers and have 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 followers to make money. You don't, because I was there. I literally, again, had 400,000 followers and was making $1,500 a month, bro, on the high end, okay? Now, what does this also lead into? This leads into stop trying to chase the views and the clout, okay? When you make content you enjoy and are just being yourself, instead of trying to chase trends, you will build a stronger and more personal connection with your community, with your personal brand. Okay, a lot of times what I see people do, and this is the same trap I was in at the beginning of my career in social media and building this personal brand, bro, is you try to maximize for views and followers and what's trending at the moment and this and that when you don't want to, bro. As soon as you understand that you don't get paid for the clout and you really don't get paid for the views, you don't get paid for, how many followers you have in a sense, you're going to maximize you just being you and you making content because you like making that content and you like spreading that message that you're talking about, which leads to you, number one, being more fulfilled in what you're doing, bro. And when you're more fulfilled in what you're doing, you're going to put more time and attention into it, and that's what's going to make you more money. So really understanding these two topics are huge. And then on top of that, a big thing I want to address is community. This is why I have it kind of in bold and highlighted is, guys, what I did in my career for 3 years straight is I built an audience of people, of 400,000 people and engaging 20 million accounts in a month. I built an audience of people essentially just watching me, right? And the approach you're gonna wanna take is building a strong community. A community and an audience are two very different things. Again, an audience is people kind of just there and watching you perform essentially. A community is something people feel a part of and they're engaged in and they're interacting with each other and all these things. And the best way for me to explain why this is important is because the better community that you're able to build, the more money you're going to make, okay? And again, the more fulfilled you're gonna be and all these other benefits it comes from. Now, the next limiting belief I want you guys to get rid of is everybody, for some reason, thinks that these platforms themselves are going to pay you, right? I had the same limiting belief, bro. I thought, dude, you get 20 million views in a month and Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, they're paying you at least $10,000, $20,000 a month, right? Let me be the one to tell you that that is false. Again, boys, on TikTok and Instagram, when I was engaging this many accounts, bro, I was only getting paid $1,000, $1,500 on the high end. For getting 20 million views, I was like, dude, what is going on? Okay, and it's literally in that fact that, guys, these platforms themselves are not what we are trying to maximize for. They are not what are going to be paying us the most. When they do, for example, like YouTube's a great example because YouTube long form can pay you really well sometimes. But even that is just a small percentage of what we're really aiming for when it comes to your income. So we just use these platforms as marketing tools. We use these platforms to get our name out there and build the communities and have people come across us and know who we are. But that's just the first step in the funnel system, is getting ourselves out there. So again, just understand that these platforms themselves are just a minor small source of income. We're mainly using them as the first step in our funnel system, okay? So the next big thing when it comes to building a personal brand is you need to understand the content, okay? The biggest limiting belief and the biggest problem I see a lot of creators do and encounter and go into is they think you need like high levels of editing. They think you need high levels of like retention tactics and all this other bullshit everyone's trying to tell you and sell you when you don't, bro. All of my content that's performed on short form, on YouTube, on all of these platforms, I barely even fucking try, bro. I literally, 100 million views came straight from the camera off of my phone, and a lot of people think you need like a $2,000 camera to make things work for you when you don't. Okay, I want you to think about the video that brought you to this free training. It was probably very low levels of editing, if any, right? Most of the time, it's literally me just sitting there talking to you. And what am I doing in that? I'm providing value, bro. That's the most important part of content, is what are you giving to the people? What are they receiving? What kind of value, what kind of entertainment is being given to them? And so really understanding if you can do that, bro, your content can work, okay? On top of those two things is you need to be authentic. You need to be yourself. The biggest problem I had early on in my journey with my content, and maybe you're encountering this as well, is you're trying to be too much like other people or one person in specific that you really look up to and that you really enjoy. When that's not the approach you're going to want to take, bro, understand that you are only ever going to be the best you, and nobody's going to ever play you better than you. And so what you're trying to do right now is you're trying to be like someone and be exactly like them, but you can't, because they are being the best version of themselves. And they are like Alex Eubank, for example, is a specific influencer or a specific person in general, is a fitness influencer, okay? And early on, I found myself trying to be like him to an extent. Like I really wanted to replicate his fitness content. I really wanted to be like him. But understand that Alex Eubank is going to be the best Alex Eubank. Brandon Yashara can't be a better Alex Eubank than Alex Eubank, right? And you can't be a better me than me. But I also can't be a better you than you. Alex Eubank can't be a better you than you. And so really understanding that being yourself is huge and is one of the most important parts when it comes to your content, bro. Because that is what makes you unique. It's you. And so don't try to fall in line of being specifically like somebody. But what you can do, and what I've done over the years, is I've taken small pieces from everybody and hammered it all together, and that's kind of what makes up me, right? So that's also a great thing you can do. The next thing you're gonna wanna do, guys, in your content is understand you want to be relatable, bro. And this ties into the last part is connection building. Is like when you can relate to somebody, when you can put yourselves in the shoes of somebody that's going through things right now, and you're letting them know like, hey bro, listen, stay strong, I've been through that as well. That's how you're gonna be able to really build the connection, and that's what's gonna allow people to resonate with you. And then again, go to your profile and click that follow button, bro. And again, that's like another step down in the funnel process that I'll get into. But being able to be relatable and build those connections is huge in your content, bro. And that's how you're gonna build a community. That's how you're gonna be able to go through content and go through building this online business in the best way possible. And like, again, build a community of a bunch of people that are like-minded and feel like they're a part of something and know that you've been there and that you can help them. And they love the advice you give or the entertainment, whatever it is, okay? So really utilizing these tools right here will help significantly with the content that you're making, bro. The other thing, again, about connection building is if you don't know how to build that connection, you don't know how to be relatable, if you can just think of your previous self, bro, and the problems you were having and went through beforehand, like that's a great tactic. And a great way to think about the people that are going through those problems right now and who you're trying to target. It's like the literal, I like to think about it, the person I was 4 years ago. And it's almost like I'm trying to give my older self advice. Okay, that's a great way you can build a connection. And then the other way as well is think of who you are trying to sell to, right? If you're currently selling something, or you get to the point where you're selling something, think about who you are trying to sell that product to, or that service to, that offer to. And that way you'll be able to target exactly who your product is for, and that will help you sell the product, the offer, right? So those things right there, guys, these literal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of advice, if you can implement them into your content, will help you a fuck ton, bro. I'm telling you right now, because I've done it from personal experience. Okay, so now that I've talked about funnels a little, what is a funnel system, bro? How are you really gonna hit your first 10K online? Okay, so a funnel is taking someone from the process of not knowing who you are to purchasing from you, or any step in between. Okay, I've broken this down into a little thing here, as you can see, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how it works, okay? So the first thing we need to understand is, guys, everything that I've done, all the views, all the followers, all the engagement that I've been able to amass over the years is all been from organic, okay? None of this comes from paid advertising. I want you to think of like organic content, free videos that you post online, as free advertisement. Literally every single video that you post for free is like a free ad, bro. And so understanding like organic content, like how is it that I've made all my money, bro, online and through my own business and my mentorships and whatever it is, through organic, not paying a single dollar for paid ads? In literally understanding that, I don't even want you to think about paying for ads or anything along those lines because you don't need to. Organic content works if you know how to go about it. And usually, if you don't know how to make organic content work, you probably won't know how to make paid content work, okay, which is advertising. So anyway, now that you understand organic content, okay, where does our organic content come from? Two places. It's either going to be from long form, this is like YouTube, for example, longer form videos, and then short form is, again, like TikTok, Instagram, like 10, 15, 30 minute 30 long videos on these platforms, okay? Once people come across these videos, the next place they're going to go in the funnel system is your social media profile. So whether this is your YouTube profile, your Instagram profile, your TikTok profile, whatever it is, that's the next step they're going to go. Now, once they get to your profiles, now they're going to get called to a call to action. Now, a call to action is literally that you're calling somebody to take an action. And where does this lead them? And the way you do this, again, is like on your profile, you'll have certain links, you'll have certain, for example, like you can have somebody want to DM you a keyword to get started, whatever it is, or you'll take them to like, whatever product you're selling. But in short, these call to actions, again, are going to lead you into 4 different places. So this is either going to be a DM where you'll be able to communicate with somebody directly. It'll be able to lead you into an email list, for example, or an indoctrination asset. If you're not familiar with what an indoctrination asset is, this is basically, in short, shortening the time from somebody coming across you to getting to work with you. It's like a free training in this specific scenario, okay? And now what do these three, what do these 3 things lead you to? Okay, if it's in the DMs, in the email list, if it's in the indoctrination asset, the next place they're going to lead you is to the application. I'll dive briefly into the application in the next slide, but for the most part, after they apply to work with you, then from that step on, you get to a call where you're either talking to somebody one-to-one, right? Or straight to the close where now they've purchased from you. Now, if it's not one of these 3 things, you can call to action directly to your application, right? And then from your application, again, on a call, being able to talk to somebody face to face and then close, right? Or straight to the close, whatever it is. And so now that you understand that, what does an application link look like? What does your application look like? So for example, what you're gonna wanna do is have a set line of questioning. And what you're gonna do with this questioning is qualify somebody and get to really know them before hopping on a call with them, right? And so what you can do is relate these questions back to your avatar. Who are you selling to? What are you selling in that sense? So for example, you're gonna wanna always get their personal information. So like, their first name, last name, email, phone number, all those things. Their current situation, their desired solution. So like where they currently are, where they're trying to go, what's the problem they're trying to fix, right? What are the obstacles they're currently facing and going through right now? Again, really emphasizing the pain points and the help points. What is it that they're trying to solve right now and going through, kind of re-emphasizing those. And then the biggest one on this list that I have, guys, is in my application, like I always ask somebody if they have the financial capacity to do so, understanding that with my services, for example, does come a cost to work with me directly, because what this is going to allow me to do is when I do send somebody through my application page, if I know already just through them going through the questionnaire and for example, answering the question of like, hey, I don't have any financial resources right now or the financial capacity to work with Brandon, like why would I hop on a call with them, right? If I know they can't afford my services, for example, or they're not even willing to, it's like, I'm just gonna rather save the time on my end and on their end. And that's essentially qualifying a lead, right? Now you can take the other approach, and this is how you kind of put your own application together. Is like, if you do just want to hop on a bunch of calls as possible, you have the time, you think that, dude, once you are able to get yourself in front of somebody and just want to get yourself in front of as many people as possible, you don't have to ask these questions, for example. You can just hop on a call with somebody, and if you feel like, again, you're good in getting in front of people and giving them information and helping them understand the value that you're able to provide, then you can formulate your application to that and just being able to hop on as many calls as possible with people, which is, again, kind of tying into business and how you want to set things up on your own, right? Now, what does an offer look like? Like, so now that you understand, you're going to take somebody through an application process, like what are you offering? What are you selling? Okay, that's the thing about the internet, is that there are so many different things that you can pick from on what to sell online. You can pick from digital products. You can pick from physical products like a clothing brand, making your own beverage, all these things. Okay, but by far, guys, what I've noticed, one-on-one mentorship, one-on-one coaching, basically being an online mentor and online coach is by far the most profitable, especially in the beginning. Why? Because it's more personal. There's 97% profit margins. You're going to be able to get people better results because you're working directly with them and understanding always on where they're at. They're communicating with you back and forth directly, right? It's fourth, the least amount of work, believe it or not. And again, you're gonna get a minimum of $1,000 to have somebody work with you directly. And so you're able to charge more, right? Because of all of these things, it's more personal. You're able to get them more results, and in that you're able to charge more, right? Because they're paying for your time, and that's why I highly stress, and this is what I take all my clients through, is really emphasizing and building them offers and constructing things to have people work with them directly. Because by far, bro, if you think about it, if you're charging a minimum of 1,000, or if you're charging $2,500 to work with you in a whole month, bro, to get to your first 10K in a month, you really just need to have 4 people work with you. And imagine 4 people, how many views are you getting in a month if you post every single day and you're getting 1,000 views a video? You're getting 30,000 views in a month. How do you get 4 people to work with you out of 30,000? Is, again, in all these concepts, having good content that you provide value, having proper funnel systems set up, right? Indoctrination assets, having a well put together application page, and then boom, hopping on a call with somebody, helping them understand the value if they don't already, which most of the time they do, and then boom, working with them, helping them get out of the situation they are, if you're helping them with fitness, mindset, business, whatever it is, okay? And so by far, helping people and being a one-on-one coach will make you the most amount of money, and is the most profitable in the beginning from what I've been able to do, okay? Now, if you don't have any idea what you would offer in a one-to-one, this is going to benefit you severely, okay? This is what will help you construct a bulletproof fucking offer in helping somebody, okay? And it's literally these things right here. This is a little deep dive into one of my modules in my program, but it's consisted of 3 things. It consists of what you love, what you are good at, and what the world needs, okay? And literally this trifecta right here in this middle is what is going to make you the strongest offer. Why? Because think about it. If you have something that you love to do and something that you're good at, but the world doesn't need it, essentially you're gonna love it and you're good at it, but there's gonna be no demand. There's gonna be nobody to pay you, okay? Now, if you understand that you have something that the world needs and you're really good at it, but you don't like it, it's ultimately gonna come to an end, and I'll tell you why. Because number one, you're not gonna be fulfilled. And when you're not as fulfilled, bro, and you don't like doing something, you're usually gonna put in less amounts of work, and then all these other things just start to down spiral and it comes to an end. Now, on the other hand, if you have something that you love and you have something that the world needs, but you're not good at it, who's gonna pay you, right? Because again, like, you need to be good at the things that you're selling in a sense, because again, who's going to pay you if they know you're not good at what you do, or you're not able to communicate and show people that you're good, right? And so that should help. Like, it should be really simple for you to understand. And so really being able to have all 3 of these in your offer, in what it is you're selling, will help you tremendously in again, selling online and converting, and just having something that you can make a fuck ton of money off, again, be fulfilled, and all of this kind of coming together, okay? Another great point for you to understand that I wrote down right here is, this is just a starting point, guys, or wherever it is that you're in your journey. Understand that as you grow as a person, so will your offer. Like, if you make an offer right now, you found something that you love, you're good at, and the world needs, like, this is not going to stay the same forever. At any point you can pivot. At any point you can reconstruct your offer, start selling something else. And so understand that this is just a starting point, and that your offer will evolve with you. But boys, you literally, like, if you can understand the power of the tools that I literally just explained to you in your content creation, in having the funnel systems, understanding kind of the flow of things, getting to application, getting people to go through your application, your indoctrination assets, working with you. You literally have the power in your hands to make as much money as you want. I know people implementing these things making $100,000 a month. Okay, so understand the power that these tools hold, and that the internet is by far one of the best fucking things that you need to start using in your favor. Now, with that being said, you have everything at your disposal. Guys, if you want to work with somebody that has done this in real time, that has done this for themselves, if you're tired of going to work every day, bro, at your bullshit job like I was, or you're just lost, you don't really know what you're doing anymore, or maybe you're in the process of doing this, maybe you're already an online coach, you already have offers and you've been building your personal brand, but you just seem like you still can't get things to work and you don't know what's going on. Guys, I want you first of all to really take this information in and see if there's something you've been fucking up on before. But secondly, if you need the guidance, bro, if you really think you need somebody there to hold your hand, somebody that's, again, actively doing it, that's done it for themselves, that's gotten over 100 million views, that's made the money, you can apply to work with me down below, where I literally take you through these entire systems. We do constant review, constant improvising, constant implementation, and really get things to the level where they need to be. Again, you can apply to do so down below and working with me directly. If you enjoyed this free training, guys, this is literally just like kind of the surface level of what goes into these topics. Like, I have whole modules on offers, on funnels, on basically personal branding, like everything in depth. Like, this is literally just breaching the surface. If you want to really dive deep and have a greater understanding for these concepts, and you feel like, again, you're just lost, you don't know where you're at, you're lost in the sauce, as I like to say, you're getting confused, and you feel like you just need a hand, somebody to give you a sense of direction, help you with the vision, and help progress the business in a faster way and just save you time, you have the option to go and fill out my application down below. And what that also is going to allow you to do is see how my application is set up. Literally, as I said right here in building your own application, you can see how my application is set up. I literally always say, like, I sell exactly it is what I teach, right? You came across my profiles. Then now you've gone through essentially my funnel systems, right? Now you're in my free training. Maybe you're thinking about working with me one-on-one. You're about to apply to hop on a call, for example. Like, I teach, again, exactly it is what I sell, right? It worked on me, for example. Now, if it's worked on you, you know that this conversation in itself, this point of where you've gotten to, is proof of concept in itself. Don't question if this works or not. You should, by now at this point, understand how this works, why it works, and all these things. But again, gents, understand that the power that social media holds and these tools really hold, and how much money you can make, and understanding that this can either be a blessing or a curse, bro. You can use the tools we have been given, or you can be consumed by all the content and be basically a victim to everybody else's content instead of making your own. But with that being said, boys, I appreciate you guys so much for tuning into the free training. And hopefully I will see you on a call. Again, you have everything at your disposal. Let's get to fucking work.